defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Here's Hurts to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on fourth down.
Go Silver, ready? Tiger swamp, Tiger swamp. Crown up, Yeti. Delta.
They'll try and throw for it here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Hurts sets up to throw it. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley from 17 yards out. And the Eagles will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A dump off now to Hill. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Jackson. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Easy, ready? Ready, tonight? Hey, Ozzy, tonight! Hey!
Now it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now Jackson. He'll buy some time right. That's caught inside the 20. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do. So I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Throwing is Hurts. No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. After the interception, here's Jackson, forced out to his left. The ball comes out, and past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. These 2 teams all tied after 1.
With the score tied 7-7.
Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Quick, ready? Go.
Now it's Jackson. A little short one there, caught by Likely. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 3. First carry now for Justice Hill. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. This is Smith with the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his.
To the right side and intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Sliding out of the pocket. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
To throw is Jackson. Underneath here to Hill. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. Throwing is Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll make it second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Jackson now. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
A 44-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, they're able to come away with the interception, Charles. They aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it with a field goal.
Yeah, and anytime you do force a turnover, you have to come out of it with points. Everybody wants 6. They'll take the 3 there. Now it's their opportunity to do it again.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really...
Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
They'll roll him out right. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a first down carry. It's Hill. Down to about the 22 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Middle.
They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Zach Bourne. What a play by him. That's a loss of 17. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Britton Covey deep for Philadelphia. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
No touch that.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
No, we changed it. Report!
Jackson throwing to start the drive. This is caught. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They've got 3 tight ends here on first and goal to add some extra mass.
No, we changed it. Hey, Ozzy, sit up.
Hill. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Henry will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown. No, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Hey. You are X.
Back to throw now on first down. Going deep for Walker. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
Yo. You are X. Hey, middle.
From the gun, Jackson. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Now inside the 25. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick-6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense, delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Throwing on second and long. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And down he'll go at the 25. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
They're looking deep here for Flowers. Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this is caught. Touchdown, Eagles. Devontae Smith, 45 yards. And the Eagles have retaken a third-quarter lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down. They'll run straight ahead with Hill. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
First down, and it's Hill again. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From just shy of midfield, here's a second down and 6. Looking to throw. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
No, we changed it. Oh. Report!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
Just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Curt sets up to throw it. Flush to his right. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Understanding he's just down one possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Here's Hurts to throw. Dancing to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Odafe Owe. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Back to throw. Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
No hesitation, goes right back to Likely. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself, because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Walker has it.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard.
A dump off now to Hill. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
13.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory.
Reed Blankenship delivering the hit.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense, diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Jackson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now it's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Now Jackson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. Down inside the 10. And he will be brought down, but a first and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Justice Hill, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Ravens will add to their fourth-quarter lead.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Great.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Throwing is Hurts.
This is Smith with a grab. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
No touch.
Another try after the 1st down sack.
Hurts.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Ravens force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
They got to have two hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Here's Jackson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, a 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And this is back down to a 7-point game.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort That was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.